So when you're getting yourself investor ready, so to speak, there are certain things that are good to have in place to make you more attractive to potential investors. There are a number of things, and to do a video on that would take a long time. But I think one of the aspects that's often forgotten that can make you more attractive is tax breaks for investors. Now, the government have some very good incentives for investors, things like what's called SEIS and EIS. So they stand for Seed Enterprise Investment Scheme, and EIS is the Enterprise Investment Scheme. And they have different limits and different kind of rules to each one. Now, I'm not going to explain each one in detail because it can get quite lengthy, but in terms of an overall sort of view of what they are and why they can be really important, and how do you get these schemes in your company to make it more attractive, that's what I can go through at the moment. So, SEIS is something that the government give as an incentive to investors who can put up to £150,000 into your company, and the investor themselves get a really good tax break on that. So they can get like a 50% tax break on it. So for example, if they put £100,000 in and they've got a tax bill, their tax bill has to cover it, but in terms of the tax bill, for example, if they put £100,000, they can get £50,000 back from the tax man in terms of their tax bill. So it's a huge incentive. EIS is different. EIS, similar scheme, but it's a 30% tax break. There are sort of different rules, from SEIS is, once you get the advance assurance, which I'll come to what that is, you've got 2 years from the date of your first sale. EIS, there's a 7-year window, and also EIS, there's a £1.5 million limit. And you also can, for a data or a technology business, there are different sort of rules around EIS to get bigger tax breaks. But we would always advise anyone on the path of investment is to get advance assurance. Now, advance assurance is something that HMRC give you to say that this company is eligible for SEIS, so that when the investor knows that he's going to invest, he's going to get the tax break. So a lot of investors, in particular angel investors, will seek that to make sure that it is SEIS compliant. Now, there's no requirement by HMRC to get the advance assurance. You don't need to get it. You can get it once you've got the investment and then apply for the SEIS certificates. However, most investors want you to have the advance assurance. And the process is not a difficult process, very simply. There's a form to fill in. But with that form, you have to send, an investment deck, what you're going to be using to attract investors. They now ask that you have investors identified, which is a bit of a chicken and egg, because if you don't have an investor who's saying, well, I'm interested, but you need to be SEIS, and they're not pledged the money or made the investment, then it's going to be a bit difficult to get. But there are ways around that, and we help clients do that. And once you've got that advance assurance, then it makes that whole process in terms of investment and attracting angel investors a lot easier, because they know they're going to get the tax breaks.